Good day, Sacketh. How are you?
Hey, Bob, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Thank you.
I know that Laura said she was going to be a little late. I don't know if others are joining. Now, did I see, was it you in Slack that was asking a question about accessing something?
Yeah, I was trying to access the DPU like to find the update to the firmware binary path.
Mm-hmm. And so you're trying to access the Pensando card. Is that it?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I'm trying to access both the Pensando and the Marvel, both of them.
Okay. I don't think.
Hey, good morning. Pensando is not up. You'll have to configure it.
There you go.
I mean, the server is configured, not the DPU.
Okay.
And the Marvell card, the BMC is not functioning on that card, so we've got to wait for that to come back to us, right?
A new firmware, yeah?
Yeah, we need a new firmware. Merchant, how are you, sir?
Sorry, I didn't get
Bluefield
you.
2 I'm using.
And okay. Oh, you're still.
What about the Marvel? I didn't understand.
It needs a new firmware.
And we don't have the firmware from Marvell and Hawkeye yet. Hawkeye is the ODM that's building the cards for Marvell.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been one of my team members here at F5 was able to use the kind of out of band serial console to get the card booted, the Marvell card booted, and an operating system on it, but he hasn't gone any farther than that. He just got that done yesterday, I believe. He got the new a new build up there. So he had to take the build route and copy it and zip it and move it and merge it with something and build an ISO that he could install from a USB drive.
Okay, got it.
And so he just got that done. So, Merchant, what are you doing with the Bluefield? Anything we need to?
The IPsec, so we actually have it running and everything from the CI on our GitHub account. So now we are cleaning up, and today we should have a PR up that will bring it into official repo.
Oh, good.
The IPsec demo running via GitHub Action Runner and everything.
Okay.
I saw now the TGen case doesn't work anymore, which I don't know why. So that broke. So I'll have to talk with Boris now so we can run this every time people submit code or something to make sure they don't break.
Right. Good. Yeah, he's got the process there working.
Yeah, and then we're gonna do it on Mount Evans. It's not gonna be hardware accelerated. It's gonna be software basically running on the ARM cores.
Okay.
But getting it on the hardware from the ARM cores, that will be just settings on Mount Evans, but at least the code and everything, there's no difference in that. So what we're gonna assume is that they are also probably somewhere end of this week, next week.
Okay.
One thing that may make a difference is like, we'll have to see, because right now I assume Strong Swan is installed. So I don't know if we do and we start adding more cases where some test case needs to uninstall StrongSwan and put something else. We may need to add, more scripting, more of the YAML files, whatever to change the configurations on the card. Yeah, the answer. But for now, I'll just make with the assumptions that it's there.
Okay. I don't know if it's, I think it's there on the card.
No. I mean, in the script, I'll make the assumption. If it's not there, I'll put it myself manually.
Yeah. And Saket, are you working on upgrading these cards and creating those Ansible scripts? Is that what you're working on?
Yes, Paul. Yeah.
Okay. Have you?
The script for Intel and I think Intel and the NVIDIA are already there.
Oh, okay,
I'm
good.
actually working on the Tsunando and the Marvel cards.
Okay. And do you know at what version the Mount Evans Intel card is at right now? Is it at 162?
Let me just check.
Because that's the latest, and that one has Redfish built into it.
I think I put 1.4.1.5. I don't think so, unless somebody else did it.
I did not. Do we have a place that we're keeping versions of the software?
Nah, I mean, we can just look on the card and see what it is.
No, I mean, so that let's say, do we have a place internal to the lab where we're keeping the Intel versions?
Thinking if we add gas or something like the lab management, maybe there it's gonna pull in the versions, but something with that it's on the lab private, but I don't think that's the proper way. Proper will be to fetch it live from the hardware.
Currently, the Intel is on 1.4.
1.4? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that if we've got scripts to update the versions on the card, we might want to have some place to grab that 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.62, so that you could exercise that script against the different versions without having to pull it into the lab every time. That's what I was thinking for a repository of those files.
Yeah. Yep.
Does that make sense,
I
Mircea? And is that on the management server, or should we put it somewhere else?
Makes sense, but I thought you were referring just to fetch the number of the version, not the whole, 10 gig file. We need something like Artifactory or something to store this.
Right. Some place to put it so you can fetch it, and the Redfish versions want a web server running, and you put it in an images directory and that sort of thing to get the software version.
We can definitely store it on the management server. We have enough space. I don't know how it's with the distribution of the Intel, because I get it under NDA, the images. So
so do I. I need to. Same with Marvell. We need to ask again if one of them will place it in the lab so we have them available to us. I'll ping someone about that. Let's see here. So you think it'll be Dan Daly or Michael Lynch? Are those the two that you talk with, or do you have other folks at Intel that you're working with on that? I know I do, but
Yeah, I work on other projects. This is how I don't get anything through OPI. I get through my, let's say, other non-public projects.
yeah, same here. Now let me Slack them and see what I come up with. Excuse me. Sorry about that. All right. So Rich, I included you on that Slack message to Dan Daly and Michael Lynch about getting the versions. The versions we need on the there. Any other items that folks need to go over today? I wasn't gonna walk through the full list of
Not from my side.
tasks that Laura generally does. Perfect. And Sakis, so if you get that Pensando card, up and running, then you can work on getting the correct firmware on it. Is that correct? You can work on
Yes, sir.
automating it. Okay, good. And the blue field, you said you've already done the blue field?
No, for the Bluefield, it's already there. The Bluefield and the Intel both are,
Okay, you've already
Yeah,
done. It's already been done. Okay.
yeah, it's already been.
Have you been able to access the Marvell card using the USB serial console? Have you tried that yet?
No.
Okay. That I assume that the USB cable is plugged into the Marvell card.
It is.
It is
Work.
okay.
And you can always do to test, you can do the workaround with put an IP interface on the 100 gig port and have the 100 gig port basically create a secondary interface on a 100 gig port in another server, like in a Bluefield 2 or on the 100 gig NIC. I think the management server has also a 100 gig NIC. And you can use it as a jump host. You can do trickery with the 100 gig port if you want, if the management doesn't work. But yeah, you will not be able to access the Redfish or things of this sort, but you can connect to the firmware if it's installed and configured.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Welcome, Laura. We were just about to end the meeting. So, and I had one last question and then you joined. So,
Okay, yeah, you didn't want to cover any
no, I didn't want to go through the action item list. We just went over the things that were top of mind for us. So,
Gotcha, for working with Sakath and Mohammed.
Yep. Just went over those top of mind things. I think we've got it covered. I've reached out to Intel to get information on how to put the software in the lab, latest versions.
Okay,
Again, Merch and we get it through an NDA with Intel, and we want to make sure that we're honoring that. Want them to find a good way to get that software in there for us.
okay, great.
And that's it.
Okay, Marcia and Paul, could I sync with you for like 2 minutes? I know you guys want to move on, but.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm here till 10:30.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Sakath. You guys have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Take care. Mohammed, are you still there? If you want to drop off, you can.
Are you host, Laura?
Yeah.
No, I think you are, Paul. Mohammed, I want to sync with Paul and Marcia just for a couple of minutes, but I think we're done with sort of the general asks of the call for the evening. Thank you so much. We appreciate you joining.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Take care.
Okay, thanks.
Bye-bye. Okay, I'm just gonna jump in anyway. Mohammed, you can go if you, okay, there you go.
There it is. Yeah.
I just want to make sure that, so one of the reasons I pulled Sakath and Mohammed into this, we have a third intern whose name keeps escaping me. But I want to make sure that we are giving, Boris sort of was asking me to make sure that they're getting direction, and I know he's giving them direction on the lab side, but is everything that you guys discussed with them sort of facilitating them engaging in the work in the lab?
Yeah, so Sakath had a specific question on how to access one of the cards and what to do there. So we provided him some information, and he now knows how to move forward, I believe.
Okay.
And
did you get any feedback from Mohammed?
No, he didn't say anything except there at the very end. So,
okay. He was just listening. Yeah.
I didn't call him out and ask him if he had anything keeping him from working. So.
Okay. I'm wondering if the three of us need to meet with Boris and get some stuff clarified, or if everything is clear between the three of us and how we're supposed to be supporting and partnering with him. on the interns, because I think he was feeling a little bit adrift in that space. I'm also wondering, you know, what everybody's expectations are about level of commitment there.
Yeah, is this the appropriate place for, I guess one thing we could do is, so it's Bhupesh is the other intern. It looks like Bhupesh is working on getting a DHCP server installed in the lab and getting that working, and
Right.
this has given him some pointers there.
Wait, DHCP or what? I mean, I already have a DHCP server.
We have one on the management network, but not on the data networks. Is that what I understood?
I mean, it's just a matter of add interface, create another
I thought so
DHCP
too.
group.
but Yeah.
It's like 5 minutes. Restart the DHCP server.
Yeah, I thought that's what we should do as well, but Boris was talking about creating a new one on the local host network. I don't know. Maybe that's something we can ask Bhupesh if he joins next week. What he's
Or we
doing.
could, you know, we might want to schedule a separate, like, non-POC working group meeting to talk with Bhupesh and Boris, and I don't know, what do you guys think? Do we want to do that, or is that too much overhead?
No, I think a meeting will be good, at least if people do not know what's the end goal of the internship or
Right. I feel like
project.
Boris has been sort of put in the position of driving the whole thing. I don't know, you know, and I want to make sure that he's supported, and that we're also aware of what we need to do to help the interns so that they're kind of set up for success and that we have asks of them that are clear. I don't know if that's the case. I know that Boris has clear asks of them, but I don't know if anybody else does. I don't know. I feel like the expectations aren't defined. Does that make sense? Or do you guys disagree with me?
At least for me, they seem vague. I don't have much visibility, or I didn't look too much into it, but for me, they look vague. There could be very specific, but yeah.
And I'm only saying that, well, Boris was sort of like, I shouldn't be the only person driving this, which I think is fair. I just don't know what the story is behind the scenes. I don't have any background on why we decided to pull in interns, so.
I mean, driving it's one, helping is the other. I can help. Like if they ask me, hey, how do I access this? What's with this DPU? You know, set up info and things of that. I can help with that. It's
Right.
not.
And
Boris doesn't need to take the whole. But somebody needs to drive the project.
I just want to make sure that they know that you're somebody that they can reach out to also, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll find a little time for the 4 of us to sync. Does that sound good?
Sure.
All right. Thanks, Paul. Thank you, Marsha. I appreciate you guys staying over time. And Paul, I appreciate you kicking off the meeting, okay?
Not a problem.
All right, have a good one. Take care.
Bye bye.